You know, I just found this journal today. Pretty sexy, huh? And it was sitting in place. I hadn't remembered putting it. And when I looked at it, I said, I don't even remember writing in this book. I wonder what it says. So, a very nice little opening here. And when I got to the first page, well, I knew I had I had done something. But this is my thought process in 2010. That's 5 years ago. And when I went through it, I found out that there was a remarkable sequence of events that I went through, was generally reviewing my higher purpose, then looking at things that I was doing to collect data on that higher purpose, then coming to places where I chose to make a plan at this time into covering this area of my desired competence. And then, by the way, data after data after data point, sometimes spread out. When I get stuff to this stage, that's when I turn my imagination loose. And I see all of these bubbles as being interesting, and then I begin to color code them in my mind, and then I go, holy mackerel, this one will go nicely with that one, but let's get this one out of the way. And pretty soon, I have the ingredients of a master plan. Then I go at some other point and make a master plan. I'm not sure I can just turn to one here right now. It doesn't matter, because when I make a master plan, I connect the dots, but I connect the dots in how they're supposed to happen. And there is just a rough cartoon of something that will eventually become an understanding of why I journal, why I collect my major ideas together every certain period of time, why I look at them all, because they are, after all, my working memory. And when I get a working memory, if it's really robust and detailed, that means I can make a symphony instead of a backyard song. That's what they've concluded about geniuses. They all have really good working memories. The musicians have more progressions and notes and riffs, and that makes them, a symphonic level producer. The dancers have more moves, more separation of the body, more drama. That's their working memory, so they get to, be choreographed at a very high articulated level. And people like me, who are global strategists, have all the elements of success that I believe, but it's not just 2 or 3, it's 20 or 30. But then when I have to go in, take my imagination and work with the pieces. The British have a word, sorting it out. When I pull the things together that count together, that need to be together, that need to be in the beginning, and when I find the piece that's the superordinate goal, the one that if it doesn't happen, nothing else will happen, then I translate all of that into this place here where I have to decide how to get this story out. And by the way, it pretty much always ends up being a story. Now, that doesn't mean I have to say once upon a time in a land far away. It just means I have to attract my audience to the information by saying what the story's about, saying why it's important to them, and I could be doing that with one of my puppets. I have a hand puppet that's pretty wild, if you notice. But who knows? That if I have a bigger working memory of how to deliver the message, I have more choices. All the way I have beefed up my working memories, I have more choices. And that's why I always choose to journal what the hell's going on in my head. Daily, weekly at least. Draw pictures if I can. Include beautiful art if I can. I mean, there's something a beautiful woman gave to me one time. Don't know what it is, but it certainly connects the dots, doesn't it? That's what you want to do. Your imagination is the thing that connects the dots. Who would have thought?